lovers, I'm back for another reading vlog. Today is October 3rd, so I am starting to get into a mood to read some more creepy reads. I am going to start this reading vlog Saturday morning, and it just depends on how much content I get for you guys. So if I film a lot this weekend, it will probably be a weekend reading vlog, and if I don't film a lot this weekend, it will probably be until Friday, like my last couple have been. Yeah, so this week was the first week we actually had kids in the building. It felt a little bit weird, but it was nice to see everybody again, which was nice. I had a couple of my classes from last year. I finally got to meet my fully virtual classes, which was super fun. But yeah. So, I'm just going to go over my reading plans. I did start listening to Song of Death by Ranji Shastri late yesterday, so I didn't really get a chance to make much progress on it. I actually might wind up re-listening to it, to be honest with you, because I was super distracted when I was listening to it due to the state of the world. But I do want to say that I am in the middle of reading The First Comes Scandal by Julia Quinn, which is a Bridgerton prequel novel. The Bridgerton is a very popular historical romance series, and it's actually coming to Netflix, written by Shonda Rhimes. So I decided to pick up this one because I saw it at my library. But this is like a marriage of convenience, when a girl is ruined by being kidnapped. Her former best friend or former friend she knows from her childhood decides to marry her. And it's super fun. I'm like 208 pages in, and I really do hope to tackle this today. And then my other books on my weekend TBR is The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Season of the Witch, by Sarah Reese Brennan. This has been a book that's been on my TBR for quite a while. I actually got this last year at BEA, I think, or BookCon. But the reason I'm picking this up is because I'm about to finish The Good Witch, my TV show that I've been watching. And it is Halloween, so I've been craving another witchy themed TV show, and I think that that's going to be the next one that I picked up. But when I was trying to start watching it, I felt a little bit lost and out of sorts. So I thought if I picked up this prequel novel, I might just have a little bit better context for the world. So we will see. And then I am going to finally read Ink in the Blood by Cam Schmelzik, which is a book about magic, theater, and tattoos, which sounds really, really cool. So I'm going to go do a few little things. I'm going to go do my weekly Skillshare class. Today I do have to do a bunch of school stuff. Because I have to prep all my posts for a Google Classroom for next week. And I do have to film a couple of videos. But I do hope to spend a majority of the day reading, especially tomorrow. I also do want to do my Christmas crafting. I want to start that. I'll probably do that tomorrow, though, because I'll probably have a little bit more time. But yeah, so I'm going to go do my errandy stuff. And when I come back from yoga, I'll probably check in with you guys. Bye. I just wound up getting home from yoga. I wound up having a little bit of lunch. I am going to go plan for a little bit for school. I hope it doesn't take me that long, but I just want to pre-schedule some stuff, and I actually need to create a few assignments that I forgot about. So I'm going to go do that, and then when I'm done with that, I'll kind of check back in with you guys. I wound up reading a little bit more of my book that I'm in the middle of reading, the Bridgerton novel that I'm in the middle of reading. It's still very, very fun. I didn't really get to read a lot of it, I'll be a little bit honest. But I'm going to go do that prepping, and when I come back, I'll be ready to film some YouTube videos. Bye. I'm back. I just wound up doing my school errands. It definitely didn't take me as long as I thought it was. But again, this is such a transitional type of schooling, so a lot of things can change. So I did the best that I could. I never actually taught this way before, so I'm trying a bunch of different things out and just hope that a few things wind up sticking. But I'm actually gonna go film a couple of videos. I actually have to film a couple. One that I was asked to film, so I'm gonna go film those. It should only take me a little bit. They're not super long, but I think I'm gonna film my spooky recs for you guys and my quiet video. Someone asked me to film a recommendation video for a book that I really, really wound up enjoying. So I'm gonna go film those, and then I'll come back, and then I hope to dive into some reading. That's really my goal. It's getting a little bit colder outside, which is okay, but I want to read, and then I'll probably work out later. But I'm going to go film that video, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Lori here, I'm back. I did wind up filming two of my videos, which I'm actually pretty proud of. One was my spooky reads, and one was a video that a publisher asked me to do. So I went to filming those, and now I'm going to dive back into First Comes Scandal by Julia Quinn. I am up to page 222. Right now, the marriage of convenience has occurred, and now they're traveling to Scotland to kind of begin their lives together. But they are such snarky characters, and I'm liking that. I like that Georgie definitely has a mouth on her, and I like that she's very, very standing up for herself. But you also have Nicholas, who is just quite fun. So I'm liking the characters. They also have animals in this book, which I am a big fan of. If you have an animal in your book, or you have small kids, which were at the part of this book, start of this book, those are dynamics that just, I think, humanize your characters a lot. So yeah, I'm going to go back to reading. I have a lot of YouTube videos to catch up on today, but because I didn't wind up reading a lot last night, I'm going to kind of focus on this. And I do definitely want to finish The Good Witch tonight. That's one of my goals, so that I could film my August and September my favorites videos, which have not been a lot, I'll be honest, but I am trying to get back into the game, into the swing of things, of watching more things. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch a few of my much longer YouTube videos, and I'll check in with you guys when I read to about 2:50. Bye guys. Here, just checking back in. It's about 3:05. I did wind up watching a little bit more of my YouTube videos. I'm actually gonna go back to it in a little bit, but I did wind up reading about 50 more pages of First Comes Scandal by Julia Quinn. I'm now on page 358, so almost 600. I'm really quite fond of these characters. I love the setting. It's just such a fun genre that I don't normally read. I really sometimes struggle with pure romance novels, but I do like historical fiction, and I like the witty banter of these characters quite a bit. I just find it to be fun. There is some sexy times happening, but the characters definitely are the ones that captivate me in these series, and the settings. So I'm going to go back to reading, and I'll update you guys when I read about 50 more pages. And, touch you guys in a bit. Bye. Checking back in, I did wind up getting up to page 300 in First Comes Scandal, and this book is so fun to read. I don't want to put it down. I really, really like the characters. I'm pretty sure I probably should have read the Bridgerton series first, because this actually just came out. But I don't really know the interconnection of all the families, but I do like these characters. I really like Georgie as a character. I also really like Nicholas. I think that their relationship is definitely fun, because it's definitely like a flash from the past romance, and it definitely has a marriage of convenience, which I haven't read before. I read one, Cold Hearted Rake by Lisa Kleypas, and that was not this trope, but really, really fun. The sexy times are getting sexier, but again, it's just a really, really enjoyable read. And I think I'm definitely going to try to read more of these on when I'm actually commuting back and forth to my job, because they're a little bit more lighthearted and I don't have to focus so heavily on them. But I'm going to go read about another 50 more pages, and then I'm probably going to head to dinner, and then I'm probably going to go work out, and I'll probably check in with you guys when I read about 50 more pages. Bye, guys. I wound up finishing First Comes Scandal by Julia Quinn. I wound up really liking this book. I think it was the perfect light read for this week, and I'm really happy that I wound up picking it up. I really like the romance. I really like the characters. I like the focus on the medical industry. I like Georgie as a character, and it was great. Definitely a really, really fun read. So I'm going to try to dive into some fantasy. So I'm going to pick up Ink in the Blood by Kim Schmeltek. I figure I can read this now because I won't be on a train for the next 2 days, so try to make some progress on it. It is close to 400 pages. So I'm going to try to dive in and read about 30 to 50 pages, and then I'll probably give you guys an update. I know that it has to do with tattoo magic, fate, and theater, and that's all that I know. So I really don't know anything else about it. It has a super fun map in it, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, which is really, really pretty. I got this at ALA from HMH, so I'm gonna go start it, and I will give you guys an update when I feel like I have anything to say to you. But I know that it follows 2 characters, and that's about it. So I'm gonna go read it, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit when I have a small update for you guys. Bye. Right here, I did start reading Ink in the Blood, and I'm really struggling with the writing style. So I'm actually gonna save that book for during the week when I'm kind of commuting back and forth, and I won't have any background noise, because that might be the problem, because it is a very, very high fantasy. I don't know. I am gonna still try to read that this month, but I did decide to pick up Eva Green and the Semi-Magical Witch. This is also going to be for the reading challenge that I'm doing. That was supposed to be one as well, but I do really want to start this. It's The Little Burb is an enchanting fantasy in which a young witch must pass a coming of age quest or risk losing her magic forever. Perfect for fans of Kiki Delivery Service and our Rue shot in the end of time. So this sounds perfect. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a mental break and then I'm going to come back and try to start this. I rarely do DNF books. Like, I just don't do that. But I do want to enjoy my weekend and not be stressed out. So I'm going to start reading this and I will update you guys when I read a little bit more. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. I'm back. I did actually wind up reading up to page 35 in Eva Evergreen and the Semi-Magical Witch. That's a very, very long title. But it is really, really cute. It follows this girl named Eva, and she is kind of on the verge to becoming a witch. But she's not super powerful. Her mom is incredibly powerful. And she's coming around the time of coming of age where she gets to go on a quest to become an official witch. And some drama happens, and people don't think she's going to be a success. But she's ultimately given a pathway to go on this quest, and now she has to go on a quest in another town, away from her family. I'm only 35 pages in, but it is really, really charming. It's a very, very cute read. It's exactly what I need. I only read 35 pages, but I'll definitely be reading more tomorrow. This is going to be my book that I'm going to try to tackle tomorrow. Not the whole thing, but a majority of it. It is very, very large print, and it's just a perfect book to read for Halloween because it's about cute magical witches, and I still do want to read Ink in the Blood. I think I might make that my next read. But yeah, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow when I wake up in the morning, and before I do my Skillshare class. And yeah, this will be a majority of my plan tomorrow. I do also tomorrow want to craft a little bit because I did all my filming today, which was pretty good. So I'll probably come home tomorrow and I'll probably craft for a couple of hours, and then I'll probably dive back into Eva Evergreen. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. I'm back. I just wanted waking up. Last night I actually did want to finishing season 5 of The Good Witch, which is a show that I've been watching for quite a bit of time. So I've been watching that since the summer. But I finished it finally, which is really, really good. I still have another season that's not on Netflix yet, so I'm gonna wait. But I also watched an episode of Emily in Paris, which reminds me a lot of the Bold type, and then I picked up Julia and the Phantoms, or Jules and the Phantoms, I think, which is also a very, very fun, lighthearted show. I definitely am also gonna start pick up my my rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm in the middle of, and I do want to pick up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now that it's like over. And I don't want to be spoiled, so I really should pick those up. So those are going to probably be the shows that I'm going to start watching. But yeah, so I'm going to go do my Skillshare class, and then I'm probably going to head to yoga a little bit early today. And I didn't really read that much of Eva Evergreen and the magic title book. It's a long title. It's in my bed, so I can't tell you to show you. But I will update you guys when I come home. I'm going to really spend today. I'm going to craft a little bit. Today's going to be my crafting day. I'll do it for like an hour or so. I'll probably put on some YouTube in the background. But yeah, when I come home from that, I'll update you guys about if I wind up listening to any audiobooks and if I wind up getting any reading done. Talk to you guys in a bit. Just checking back in. I actually did wind up listening to Aru Shah and the Song of Death. I listened to it. I think I listened to it Friday. Could not hear a word that was being said because I was traveling and the background noise was super loud and I got a little bit distracted, but I actually am really liking that. So this is the second book in the Aru Shah series. And basically at the very, very start of this book, they meet a new sister that they don't know about, and one of the weapons gets stolen and they're blamed. Like they're blamed and they have to go on a quest to prove that they didn't do it. But right now, a lot of their allies are kind of like landlocked because they can't do anything because they think that they did it. Really, really enjoying that. But I also did make a little bit of progress on Eva Evergreen and the Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. I am really, really quite fond of this book right off the bat. I only read about 50 pages, but it's so cute. She's basically going on an adventure to get her magical license or to be a witch, and the rule in this society is if you don't get your novice rank before you turn 13, they take all your magic away from you. And that's already being threatened because she has like somewhat of an inconsistent magical experience. Like she makes a lot of mistakes. Her mom is very, very powerful. So she's being sent to this town to complete her first mission so she can keep her magic. And she runs across this man on that boat that has an adorable adorable little creature, and I really hope she winds up adopting one. But that's like all that I've read so far. But it is so cute, so lighthearted. I have never watched Kiki's Delivery Service, but I feel like it's very much like that, and I am obviously in the middle of reading Arusha, but it's so lighthearted. I'm really, really enjoying it. I love books that focus on magic and witchcraft for younger kids because I think that they're just so lighthearted. I also do like reading the crazy and the insane ones, but this book is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go back to Christmas crafting. I started a calendar 2 weeks ago at this point, and I would like to finish it. So I'm going to go do that. And then when I'm done with that, I'll see what time it is, and I'll kind of check in with you guys. But I do hope to spend a lot of the day reading. But yeah, I'm going to go do that, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Almost 1:30. I did actually wind up finishing my calendar. Well, mostly. I still have to, some of the sequences I got, they didn't, I'm missing a couple. So I finished it the best of my ability. But now I'm going to dive back into Eva Evergreen, and I'm on page 52, so I'm going to try to make a little bit more reading progress. I hope we get a few more animal cameos, and I hope we finally go to the little town that I've been dying to learn all about. So I'm going to go read this, and I'll update you guys when I read about 50 more pages. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. I'm back. I did wind up reading up to page 100 in Evergreen and the Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Eve. I'm really liking this book. I actually wound up watching one of Alexa and Maggie's videos, and they actually wound up talking about Kiki's Delivery Service. So I would say that this was like loosely inspired by that. I will say that. But also her flame animal did make an appearance. She was sent to this town. They don't really want her. They don't think she's as experienced. And she's not a witch that has much experience, so they really don't want her. But she does wind up convincing them after she kind of has a mini save the day moment. But her magic is definitely not as strong. She definitely has a lot of hiccups with her magic. But I'm really liking it. It's such like a fun read. I really like the town. There also is a thing called a culling that happens every single autumn when magic kind of becomes a big problem. Like they have like big like tornadoes or sea storms, and this is a town that lives on the water, so they have a lot more water related issues during the culling, so they need someone there that can kind of help them with that. But I love Eva as a character. She also immediately met some new characters, so the world is definitely expanding. I love books set in a small magical town. I've always liked that. But I actually am going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to go for a bike ride and listen to my audiobook for a little bit. And then when I come back, I'm probably going to dive back in. But it's just a very, very fun read. Very, very, very lighthearted. I really should actually wind up watching Kiki's Delivery Service. But I will let you guys know my thoughts about the more I read of Arusha and the Song of Death. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. It's almost 5 o'clock. Well, it's 4:30. I did wind up reading, actually listening to quite a bit of Arusha and the Song of Death. I'm really liking that book. I'm loving the dynamics between the characters. I'm loving how we're diving deeper into that world. And it's super fun. It reminds me a little bit of the first Percy Jackson book. I've said this before, like that series really reminds me a lot of that series. But I even think it's like a little bit more upper grade than that. Like there's less funny moments and more serious moments. I think the first Percy Jackson series had a good balance between those two because the books were really geared lower middle grade. But then as you got from To Heroes Olympus, even in his subsequent series, I think they've upped the ante a little bit. So some like formulaic things I think is very much like that series. But content-wise and how Ronnie Chashki really shapes her world and her characters is more upper those books, but they do have a nice balance and I am really enjoying it. So I'm going to go try to read a little bit more of Eva Evergreen, and I'll report back when I make a little bit more progress. I did get up to page 100, so I'll probably update you when I get up to page 150 in case, unless like I need to tell you something, like I feel compelled. But talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Right here, just checking back in. I did wind up reading a little bit more of Eva Evergreen, but I also did wind up playing Animal Crossing. But I just want to say that I'm not ending this reading vlog. I didn't wind up getting enough footage, but I did want to kind of talk through what books I'm going to try to read this week, and I don't know how long this reading vlog's gonna go. I'm hoping I'll probably go to like Wednesday or Thursday. And then I'm gonna do like a mini Comic-Con themed reading vlog. Comic-Con is not happening, but I do still have a couple of Comic-Con themed books that I might try to tackle next weekend. And I have a bunch of books from last year in New York City Comic Con that I might try to tackle like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday because I am off. So that's what I might do. We will see, but I want to talk through right now what are the books I'm going to plan to read for the rest of this week. I do want to definitely finish Eve Evergreen, and I do want to read Sabrina, Season of the Witch. This is the prequel novel that is based on the Netflix series, and I remember watching the series and feeling a little bit lost. So hopefully I'll be able to get to read this. And I'm just going to stick this in my bag. Bowled Over by Victoria Hamilton is a cozy mystery. This one has to do with a bake shop, and I've never read any other ones other than the Hannah Swanson series, but I want to pick one up. And I have another one in my room, but this is the one that's a little bit shorter. I think it's like not even 300 pages. So I'm going to go stick these in my bag, and then I'm going to try to read a little bit more of Eve Evergreen. That's my goal for the evening. I will update you if I make any substantial progress, which I should be able to. It's just a very, very lighthearted read. I'm really, really quite fond of the characters and the world and the little animals she got. So I'm going to go organize myself for tomorrow because I am going back to work as of right now. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit with an update on Eva. Bye. Just checking back in. I did wind up getting up to page 152 in Eva Evergreen. Guys, this book is just so charming. I have been... It's been a hard couple of days, I'll be honest. So I've been really craving some just like fun reads, lighthearted reads with like a nice magic system. And this is what this is. It's just so nice and so like just charming. Like that's just what I get when I get this book. Like I just finished watching the TV show The Good Witch, which is set in a small town and there's like subtle magic hints. And it's just been a weird year. It's been a weird year for me, like picking TV shows to watch. I want to watch shows that are more cozy and like sweet. But I am really, really liking this book. Like it's just a very, very fun, quick read. I love that she has a partner in crime, a little flame fox, which you meet in the first 20 pages of this book. But you also see, like, she's really trying to come into her own. She's not a very, very strong magician or a witch in this case, and she's struggling with that. But there's also, like, the underlying threat of the culling that's happening. It's funny, because there was a culling in another book I read that was, like, dangerous. I wonder if it's going to kind of take the same path as that book, which that I think was Truth Witch. There was something in that book that's very, very similar to this, or at least the word was similar. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I have never read Kiki's Delivery Service, but this book kind of reminds me of what I would imagine Kiki's Delivery Service is. But she's also trying to get her business up and running. She's trying to find ways to help the townspeople. It's just super charming. Really, really fun. I'm going to try to read about 50 more pages and get up to page 200. And then I'll probably go and find something lighthearted to watch for the rest of the evening. But yeah, I will update you guys when I can. Bye. Fleur here. I'm back. It's about 8:30. I just wound up getting up to page 200 in my read. I'm really, really enjoying this book. It's also like so like it's a very, very sweet read, but she is really dealing with a lot of things. She's really struggling to make her magic work, and I think that that's something that you don't always see in like middle grade reads especially, but like really like any reads. Normally when you read about a person that's a witch or like has some type of power, they automatically so good at it and they don't struggle with it. So I think it's really interesting that like she's really struggling and she's having to like do these semi-magical twists. But there's also, like, side plots that I think will probably, like, develop. Like, she keeps seeing these people that are, like, captivated by the ocean and are kind of in their own worlds. Her relationship with Ember is just adorable. It's just so cute. I'm really, really enjoying this. So, this book's about 400 pages. I have about 200 pages left, so I'm about 50% done. So, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. I hope to make some progress on this. As I keep saying in these vlogs, my commute in the morning got pushed about like another 40 minutes, so I actually do have quite a bit of reading time, and I am reading it pretty fast. So I'm gonna go watch something. It's either gonna be Enola Holmes or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something else that I can find, but as I say, I'm in the middle of some light-hearted content, so that's what I want. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I get home from my job. Bye. Here, just checking back in. It's actually almost 7 o'clock. I did actually get home a while ago. I went up working out and doing a couple of other little things. I also last night I watched the first like hour of Enola Holmes starring Millie Bobby Brown. Really, really liking that. Really, really fun watch. I really hope to finish it either today or tomorrow. But in my commuting, I also did write a little bit more of Aruf Shah on The Song of Death. Still really, really liking that book. I think I'm liking that book a little bit more than the first book in the series because my cast of characters has grown a little bit. I like the adventures that they're going on. It's very, very fun. And I did wind up reading up to page 328 in Eva Evergreen and the Semi-Magical Witch. This is such a heartfelt read. I'm really, really enjoying it. We're right to the climax. I'm going to go tackle it, and then I'm going to kind of wrap up this read and tell you guys what I'm going to read next. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's almost 8 o'clock. I did want to finish Eva Evergreen and the Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Eve. I wound up really, really enjoying this book. I'd rather giving it like 3.75 stars, almost a 4-star read. It actually probably would be a 4-star read. I found it to be super charming, super fun. I really liked the main character. I like how her journey to be a witch wasn't always as easy as I normally read in middle grade and YA novels because her magical journey was a little bit hard-hitting and a little bit more challenging to her. But I found it to be super adorable. I really like the character. I love when we get a little creature. We had one in a flame fox. It was great. I definitely do want to really go back and watch Kiki's Delivery Service because I've never actually seen it. And people scream that this book really, really reminded them of it. And I could definitely see it when I saw like a summary on Alexa and Mackie's channel. But yeah, so I am in the middle of doing a reading challenge for the TBR and Beyond reading group. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I do have to read an adult mystery for that challenge, I think I'm going to pick next up Bold Over, which is a cozy mystery. And I haven't read another cozy mystery series other than the Hannah Swanson series. So I think I'm going to pick this one up. It's not super long. And then I'm also going to bring, because I do have a longer commute, I am going to bring Sabrina Season of the Witch. So these will be my next 2 reads. I'll probably finish them relatively quickly because they're not that long. But yeah, so I'm going to go update my group that I finished my book, and then I'm going to tell them the next book that I'm going to read. And I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, I guess, when I come home from work. Hopefully I'll be home a little bit earlier than I was planning on today. But yeah, I'm really, really liking this, and I'm excited to start reading this tomorrow. Bye, guys. I'm back. It's about 5:05. I went home. I just got home. I went for a bike ride. I did a lot of podcast listening. I think October is going to be the month of podcasts. I am trying to get some audiobook time in, but it's hard because I've been trying to catch up on some political podcasts that I've been starting to listen to, and there's a lot of that. But I did wind up starting Bold Over by Victoria Hamilton. This is book 2 or 3 in the Vintage Kitchen Mystery series. It's a cozy mystery. I'm enjoying it. I really like cozy mysteries that have to do with baking, and I thought that this had to do with baking, and it doesn't. But I'm enjoying it. I read about 60 pages, I would say, about 75 pages. But it basically follows this character named Jamie, and she is like a kitchen enthusiast. She has a bunch of like side jobs, and she winds up crossing paths with an old friend at the start of this book, and they get into a really, really big argument like throughout like the past couple of days. And then she's the one that winds up getting killed. So literally her body was just found. So I'm sure it's going to get a little bit more intense. But I'm enjoying it. I think, I said that I like cozy mysteries that have like baking or libraries involved just because they're like more in, this does involve like vintage, I guess like vintage hunting and stuff like that. So I'm liking it. They have a couple of cute animals. They have a fun side characters. I really like when these take place in small towns. I like getting invested in the characters. I'm hopeful that will kind of like win me over. But I do have a couple other ones that I do want to read. So I'm going to go eat lunch or eat dinner. I mean, probably work out with my dad, do another workout, and then I'll probably come in and just read for the evening. But yeah, that's my plans. And so far I'm enjoying it. So I will talk to you guys for an update in a little bit. Bye. Here I'm back. It's 7:33. I did wind up reading a little bit more of Bold Over by Victoria Hamilton. I actually did wind up looking it up. This is the second book in the series, which I really wish I would have started with the first one, but this was the only one my library had. And the thing with these cozy mystery series, at least the other one that I read, there is always like a big plot point that kind of is like at the foundation of the story, but the books are pretty much individual. The Hannah Swanson series, I would say you probably do have to read in order because those plot points are a little bit more like consistent, but I like this. I think it's fun. I think I'm less invested in like the town and the characters And the bake shop, like, there is no, like, job here that I'm really connected to, or, like, a library or something. But I do like that she's kind of like an amateur sleuth, and she's kind of determined to solve it. She's also, like, being blamed for the crime. Like, that's, like, part of this book, which I started a few Hannah Swanson books back in the day. Again, I'm about 100 pages in. I'm probably just going to keep reading and see how far I can get. I do definitely want to finish watching Enola Holmes tonight. I watched another 40 minutes, a little bit last night. But I just get so tired, I'll be honest, like, now that I'm waking up so early. No real school update, but they are closing about 12 to 14 schools in the city in general. So that's kind of the state that we're in right now. Things are changing every single day. Kids are going fully remote every single day, so we just don't know. I'm just trying to, like, follow what I'm doing and trying to stay on path. It's not always easy, but I am trying to do it. But I am going to go back to reading Bolt Over. I have about 200 pages left, and I am reading it pretty quick. So I will give you an update when I read about 50 more pages, and I'm definitely going to end this reading vlog tomorrow and start another one for my Comic-Con reading vlog, which will just be me reading books for the weekend. But I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's about 8:30. I do end up getting up to about page 150 in Bold Over. It's actually 140. But I put 150 on Goodreads just for funsies. But I am really liking it. I'm not as connected to the characters. I'm not as connected to the background environment as I normally am in Cozy Mysteries. But again, this would not be a Cozy Mystery series I would have picked up. I really just read it over because I liked the front and thought that it had to do with baking, which it does not. But I am intrigued enough by the mystery. I like how it is connected to her and the mystery does involve her directly. Some of the other Cozy Mysteries were kind of, like, outlandish, but this one is very, very much connected to her. So I do like that. I do like the personal investment in the case. But yeah, so I have 50% left, so I'll probably, like, make a bit more progress on this tomorrow. They also have other books in the back that I'm looking at, but to maybe read in the future. But I will give you guys my thoughts when I come home tomorrow. Tomorrow's also the start of New York City Comic Con, which will be fully virtual, and I'm gonna probably try to go to the website when I come home. So we'll talk about that in my next reading vlog. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning. Bye. Just checking back in. It's about 4:21. I just got home. I did actually make a little bit more progress on Bold Over. I didn't wind up listening to any of my audiobook because I was listening to some longer pop culture podcasts, which I'm really, really enjoying. But I did wind up getting up to page 236 and 6 in Bold Over. The mystery definitely has captured me a little bit more. I don't feel as connected to the characters, but I do like the mystery, I guess. I think the mystery is a little bit interesting and fun. But, like, the frame up of these, like, are not my favorite. Like, she's just kind of like, it's kind of like a normal day and she just kind of is solving a mystery. But there's no baking and there's no, like, other element that's really capturing me. But I find it cute. I'll definitely want to finishing this tonight. It is tomorrow. Well, today I think technically started New York City Comic Con. So I'm going to finish this, and then I'm probably going to start a new reading vlog for you guys. So I'm going to go do some lunch, go work out, and then I'm probably going to tackle the rest of it, and then I'll come in here and wrap up this reading vlog for you guys. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Right here, I just want to do a quick wrap up. I did wind up finishing Bold Over by Victoria Hamilton, which is the second book in her Vintage Kitchen Mystery series. I have read a few Cozy Mysteries recently. None of them really have been my favorite. The one series I really do love is the Hannah Swanson series. I didn't feel super connected to the concept of this novel. I felt like it was a little bit all over the place. Again, I am coming on a series in the middle of book 2, but the writing style didn't really capture me. I felt like it wasn't as captivating. I didn't feel as connected to the characters either. The one thing I liked was the mystery, but again, I thought it was paced a little bit awkwardly. So I'd wind up only giving this one 3 stars. But to start this reading vlog off, I did finish First Comes Scandal by Julia Quinn, which I actually wound up really, really liking. This is a prequel novel in the Bridgerton series, and it basically follows a girl named Georgie and a young man named Nicholas, and they wind up having to get married, a marriage of convenience, when her reputation is ruined. And it was just really, really fun. I wound up giving this 4 stars. I really love the pacing, really love the characters. Found it to be super fun and super charming to tackle. Very, very steamy, I will say that. So this is definitely a steamy read. And then the other book that I wound up finishing this part of the week was Eva Evergreen and the Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. I wound up really enjoying this book. I thought this book, the pacing at sometimes was a little bit awkward, but overall I thought it to be a really enjoyable read. I said this in an earlier clip. I like that this book really tackled what happens if you're not a perfect witch? What happens if that journey is not yours and it's a little bit harder for you? And I think that these characters tackle that super well. I will definitely read a book too. I love the side characters, I love the animals, I love the magical world, and I wound up giving this one 4 stars. So altogether, I wound up reading 3 books, definitely some library picks, but also one that I picked up from ALA. So yeah, I'm gonna go start my next reading vlog for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys for that one. Let me know in the comments what are some books have you been reading. I definitely have not been reading creepy reads, but hopefully the second half of the month I will be able to. Talk to you guys later. Bye.